Whew! All right. I'm probably gonna ride this like I stole it one more time before I do the challenge, because I'm going to do a little challenge on my channel to see if this bike can handle 2 weeks of riding without filling up. It's gonna start tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna fill it up tonight, or like right when I get home. So I'm probably gonna stop by the gas station just to fill it up. Let's see what happens. Man, I'm so heated. I recorded a video and my mount was like crooked. It was like that. So, man, I'm gonna have to reshoot this. All right, let's start this over. 5 tips that a beginner rider should know about. Always wear full gear, or at least your jacket. You know, jacket and gloves. I, for the longest, did that when I started. But then I stopped because I thought I was too good for it. So I was just like, oh, what do you need the gear for? But you just, for me, I'm like, it's a you never know type thing, you know. So that's why I'm like, okay, just put your gear on. Number 2, I would say look into an MSF course, or a course, I don't know if that's still what it's called, but a course that will help you or teach you how to ride a motorcycle. Obviously it costs money. When I took it, which was a decade ago, yeah, I'm old, I would say it was about $180, $195, but I believe it's about 4 days long. So it's 2 days of classroom setting, you know, theories on the motorcycle, 2 days of actual practice on a motorcycle. So you get like a 125, like something small. I remember they had Kawasaki, I think it was called a Striker, I think, or a Shadow, something like that. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, they teach you how to ride the bike. So they teach you all about the clutch and the fundamentals, and they give you a whole lot of tips that I still to this day use, because once you learn it, it kind of just gets ingrained, and you know, you just practice. Especially if you're just a new rider, you don't know much. It's good to learn. And it also provides, I don't know if it still does, but usually it gives you a discount on your insurance. Mine, not so much. Mine is still probably already heavily discounted. I think this bike, for full coverage for the year, I paid like $300-400 bucks, so not bad. But anyways, that's besides the point. It gives you a discount on your insurance. And then it also, if you're in California like me, it waives your driving exam or your riding exam in California. Basically, if you pass the course, you get a little certificate from the class. Then you just set up an appointment with DMV. You take a written exam, and then you pass that. And then you don't have to take the driving. But I think you also have to pass the M1 exam, the written exam, and then the driving exam as well again. So be prepared for both. Yeah, it just saves you a little bit of time if you're trying to get your license, or at least your M1 license in California. Tip number 3, make sure your motorcycle isn't your only means of transportation. You know, I know opinions vary on, but I've always had a second mode of transportation, always being a car. And that just in case something goes wrong with your bike. It's raining, it's super hot. Woo!
Yep, that's me.
Love riding in the rain. Or you just don't feel like riding that day. Or you need to go grocery shopping. Things like that. Things where you don't think you need it until you actually do. So again, that's just from years of riding. I couldn't imagine just having a motorcycle as my sole means of transportation. So I would put that as tip number 3. Tip number 4, for at least the first month, just try to ride without music or without like external things like this camera. Just things that kind of distract you from just the overall ride in general. Okay, here's why. This is my opinion again. You sort of learn in that first month how your bike is just behaving, how it sounds, especially if it's like a new bike to you. You're riding a new bike, you kind of just learn what it sounds like, when it's happy, when it should be shifting, like just the ins and outs of the bike. Kind of just hear it. Honestly, sometimes I don't even listen to music when I'm riding. I just love the sound of just hearing the bike. But again, it just trains your ears to how your bike should be sounding. So if there's ever a day where you're just riding around and you hear your bike sound a little different, that's when that comes into play, and you can just know, oh, there might be something wrong with my bike. Might need to take it to a shop, or just double check on it if you know you're mechanically inclined, things like that. And then again, the music, the cameras, you know, I know we live in a super tech world, social media, everything, but again, just you having one less thing to distract yourself from the ride around you. Because right now, the thing you should be focusing on is just making sure you stay upright. You know, you stay on 2 wheels. No one's coming up behind you. You're just very aware of your surroundings. And I feel like if you're focused on other things like a camera, you know, your phone right here, your music, you're just vibing out, it just draws an unnecessary risk when you're first starting out. So that's my 2 cents on that. Got one more. Top 5, remember? Okay, last one. What is number 5? Oh, number 5. Oh, it's this one. I would say a pre-inspection every time you go. Not even every time. I would just say every now and then when you go on a ride. When I say pre-inspection, it's just, you know, double checking your bike, making sure you still got all the nuts and screws on. Just make sure you check your tires, just basic stuff, and you will be golden. And kind of get used to doing your own oil change, because it's not that hard and it only literally takes an hour max. So yeah, get used to doing your own stuff. At least that's what I live by. But okay, I appreciate you guys watching. List was made kind of quick, but it was made. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.